Alright, so whenever they're ready, I guess we're gonna just go ahead and get started. And they're off! Alright, so yeah, they are currently in Area 1. They're going to be sucking up these ghosts really fast. They're going to try to get them in a twirl animation instead of a wave animation because it's faster. And yeah, they're going to get some doubles here. They're going to do all kinds of things. While they're doing that in the meantime, I'm going to be BRB, only for like a minute though, but I'll just let the gameplay explain. Pretty much, they're getting ghosts fast, getting them in a twirl. I won't be long. And so yeah, just enjoy the gameplay. And I will be back shortly. Alright, so, yeah, pretty much, I got some ghosts fast, and they are now in the part of Area 1 with the portrait ghosts. The portrait ghosts are a bit different compared to the normal ghosts. They each have a higher HP, they have something else that will make each other hurt. For Neville, the first one we got, just look away from them for a little bit. They'll show his heart so you can suck him up, and then, Lydia right there, they pull back the curtain, exposing a broken window. Waits will ruin her hair and show her heart. So this is the first boss of the game, Chauncey. You just saw that HD just picked up that ball like it was nothing and just shot at the baby, right? So pretty much what happened there is every time there's a certain spot you can stand, and then you hold the vacuum in. And when you move back at the right time, you will catch it all the time. And now he's going to do a second cycle. 2 cycles is the lowest amount of cycles you can get Chauncey in as of right now. So right, he has an invincibility frame by getting hit by the rocket horse intentionally. And then prolonging those invincibility frames by knocking on the wall. And because of that, when the ball went down, he actually caught around his vacuum instead of getting hit by it. So that's the fast way to get the second cycle. Oh yes, I am still here. So they're in Area 2 right now. HD just got... It's getting these Shaggy doubles really fast, because they're right next to each other. And they're going to be coming up onto the floating Rolindas. Now, they can show their heart 10 seconds earlier compared to normal, which is just RNG based. HD did get early release, so that's cool. Saving 10 seconds.
Oh yeah. Mario.
And Hipoot does not get it, unfortunately, so that puts HD a bit more 10-second advantage. HD getting those fast doubles, and he pulled the poster through the wall, which was a strat found by Jared's Giants, who was going to be in this race. And VMan 3000, they found that you could pull the poster from a ways away, which is known as poster skip. And so yeah, he's pretty good. HDlax is having a really good Area 2 so far. So yeah, he's having a really good area 2 so far. Just the beginning of area 2 now, so there's gonna be a lot more RNG sections. So they just released all 50 boos in the mansion, and even though there are 50 boos in total, you only have to get 40 for no out of bounds. So that also where they hide is dependent on RNG as well. Alright, so we got the boo in from the table. Optimally, what he wanted to have right there is to have nothing in the table, or even at least a decoy, because every time there's a boo in the room, there's also a decoy, and it's either a boo ball or a boo bomb. It's always independent. It won't change. It won't change no matter what room you're in. So, what he could want to go right there for is have it so that you start to suck up a tablecloth, then let go of it, and then have the boo in the nightstand right next to it, so we can get a tech skip, which is a strat where essentially when you capture a boo and you right after it you capture cloth, the last thing that's registered is that the cloth was caught, so you end up skipping EGAD's text, which saves a bit more time. And also you're noticing that when they're sucking up these boos, they're staying in the same spot, and they're also shutting off their vacuum and turning it back on again. So what happens here is basically this is known as R pumping, and this was found originally by ZanyWitch7 from 2012. Posted a YouTube video about basically if you hold L and then hold R at the same time, and after every 10 HP that you suck up from the boo, you let go of R and quickly repress it, and then hold again for another 10 HP, so on and so forth. You can get the boo to stay in the same spot, but every time you R pump, the boo will cackle, and each boo has 15 cackles in it, so you're looking at about 150 HP that you can suck off with just R pumping. This strat was also later perfected by the Tazer known as Coopery, who originally did Area 1 and 2 test run Tazes.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so you're noticing that HDlax is also using one of the grabber ghosts, grabbing him like on purpose so that he can shake him off and get the other one at the same time so he can get a double. That's just a faster strat that we do from some of the grabber ghosts. You saw this earlier in the bathroom as well. And so what H is going to want to do right here is he's going to want to catch the boo, and at the same time he's going to, as soon as he catches the boo, he's going to grab the fire medallion, which he just did right there. And doing so, because you got the boo, EGAD will call you, and you can save. Right after that, you can reset. Now, because he got the fire medallion, he has the fire element, which means that not only does he skip more EGAD text from the fire medallion, but also he does not have to escape from the room by catching the fire from the torch in the corner and then lighting those candles, saving him a bit more time. Now Hipoot's going to try to go for the same thing as well. But for the most part, HD's on a really good run right now, it looks like. I'm not sure what his normal paces are for what he gets, and I think Hipoot just got it. Oh, Hipoot did not get it! Oh no! Okay, that's actually bad, because it's... Well, it gives HD more of an advantage now. He's more ahead. I guess Hipoot's just not having the best run right now, unfortunately. So now he's gonna have to, yeah, he mastered the EGAT text and lit up the candles. Another thing is that, depending on how Hipoot did, how fast or slow he did it, it doesn't matter really how fast or slow, it's just the cycle that you get the butler on the hallway that HD lit the candles for. Whenever you do this strat, the save warp with the fire medallion strat, if you do everything with the fortune teller room with the candles pretty fast, you can most of the time pretty much just get it guaranteed right side hallway butler, which saves more time compared to him being on the other side of the hallway. Now with Hipoot, I didn't quite exactly pay attention to what he got, but he might have gotten the good one. But there's also a chance that with that he also might have gotten a bad one. So what HD did right there with the boo and the mouth hole is that it's a Japanese only glitch, by the way, but it's a tech skip with something that's not a cloth. And of course it's only Japanese exclusive because Japanese was the first ever released version, so it's the glitchier the glitchiest of all three. And in total, compared to US, Japanese version saves about 20 seconds, so it's really not much. You can still actually get a world record with a US disc. It just depends on how you play. It's not the disc necessarily. Alright, so Hipoot got the nice quad as well, which is really nice to see. It can be risky sometimes, but if you know how to pull it off, you can get it most of the time. Most of the bats do something, because the bats, when they try to get the quad, they can get hit by the bats sometimes, so that will obviously make you lose them. And you try to do a backup there. So what HD's doing right now is he's at Melody Pianissima, who was a piano ghost. And once you activate all of her instruments, which all the instruments, when you activate them, play the Super Mario Bros. Overworld theme from 1985. After that, she'll give you a minigame and play either one of two songs, either the Super Mario Bros. Underwater theme or the Super Mario Bros. 3 Athletic theme. Now, each time she plays one of the songs, for both questions, you have 3 answers. Now, when you get water, it's the first answer, so you just have to mash A. But if it's Super Mario Bros. 3 Athletic theme, you have to hit Control Stick up and then A because it's the last selection. So by hitting up with the Control Stick, you can warp to the bottom of the list. So it only loses like a third of a second if you get Super Mario Bros. 3. So yeah, HD got the second element, the water element, because there's 3 elements in this game. There's fire, water, which you've already gotten, and there's also ice. So these elements help you out through certain things. You probably already saw that HD put out the door that was on fire with the water. That's an example of some of the things that the game has you do with the elements. So now he's at this ghost dog named Spooky, and he's dodging his attacks, but he's going to let him attack him on the 3rd one. And when he does that, this skeleton will spawn Mr. Bones. And because he shook off Spooky right around that area towards like the wall, towards the mansion, You can get it so that when he sucks up Mr. Bones, a bone flies off of him, and then Spooky will go and lick that bone. And when he licks that bone, he shows his heart. So he wants to have him as close to the area with the bone as possible. So he can do it all right then and there. And Hipoot got the boo from the fridge. That's alright RNG, I guess. The boos can also troll you sometimes. Sometimes they can be in one item, and then after a little while they can switch to another item. They can also troll you if you're on one side of the room and they're in an object. They can switch to the other side of the room without warning. But yeah, pretty much in doing so, and intentionally having him attack you the third time, if you had him dodge all the times, Spooky would have tried to attack you 4 times, and the 4th time was when Mr. Bones would spawn. And then Spooky would automatically go back to the doghouse, so that saves more time. Now, HD is at the second boss, Bogmire. What he's going to basically be doing is shooting one of those shadow Bogmires at the real Bogmire, and in doing so, it covers him with the shadow Bogmire so he can catch him. Now you can get a Bogmire down in 1 cycle, but unfortunately, HD's shook off at 5, so wasn't the best. Still, a 21-20 Bogmire is definitely not bad by any means. You can manipulate him to get it 1 cycle. So Bogmire can take control of you by just pulling Luigi, but if you hold in the opposite direction instead of just tapping in the opposite direction, you can actually gain control of Bogmire, and sometimes he might gain control right away after, or it may take him a while to gain control, or sometimes if you're really lucky, you can just have control over Bogmire completely all the time, which will give you a really fast 1 cycle. Let's see how Hipoot does it. And generally, Bogmire stays in the same spot all the time, and oof, yeah, 2 cycles, it's not the best. And he broke off at 40, which is not any better by any means, yeah, oof. Alright, so 2 cycle. So yeah. So now they're moving on to Area 3, and this is where more of the meat of the run starts. Now, I don't know what Hipoot was doing right there. He might have been typing or something. He might have been looking at something else. Yes, we're going to be learning of Mario's whereabouts, because this whole game is mainly about trying to find Mario, because Luigi won a mansion in the contest he didn't even enter, and he went to go call his brother Mario, and wanted to go to the mansion to celebrate the fact that he just won a mansion, even though he didn't really do anything for it. He just kind of won it. He's like, oh yeah, it's like one of those internet ads like, congratulations, you won, and it's a virus or something, but instead it's a mansion full of ghosts. Now this whole time Luigi's just like, dude, where's Mario? Like, I'm trying to find him, but like it seems impossible to figure out where he is. So he's gonna go to the bottom of this well right here and look through this lion's mouth, and you'd think he could just pop right through the lion's mouth, but it's not actually what happens. And turns out that Mario's in a painting. It's a pretty grainy looking painting, because obviously it's gonna be like a painting. It's gotta be like art. So it's got like that steamy shower glass look to it, is what I like to call it. Alright, so what HC did right there, he just shot the water ball through the ceiling right there, and in doing so, he shot out a fire door, which would save time because he has to go up to the stairs anyways and put out the fire door. So whenever you put out the fire from either of those doors, because there's only 2 running doors in the mansion. I'm surprised the mansion hasn't burned down yet, but pretty much when you do that, smoke has to come off first, and once the smoke clears up, then you can go through. But before the smoke clears through, you can only knock on the door, you can actually enter it. And so the Boo was pretty much right towards around where HD was, but he's switched. Well, I think that was the decoy that was right there, so he could have been in one of the other chairs near him, though. Alright, so HD just shot Nano with her arm balls, which is another one of those things that the Portugos have where you can show their heart, and he actually got pretty good Boo RNG. He was right in the table. Now, because there is only one item towards the left of the room right here, and there's also a table, generally when you suck up Nana, you most of the time want to bring her to the right side of the room because there are more objects where the Boo can hide, so it gives you better chances. Of course, the Boo can always be in the other side of the room, which, you know, in that case, it doesn't really matter, but it's just to try to manage your RNG better. Sometimes we go for the left side if we just can't get her to go to the right side. Especially the way we try to suck her up. So HD also utilized Ice, which Hipoot's going to do right now for Miss Petunia, who's taking a hot bath eternally, and you freeze her and shows her heart, because I guess it's like it's freezing compared to hot shower or hot bath, so yeah, it definitely makes sense. Alright, so HDlax currently performing a satanic ritual to bring out these ghosts, lighting out the candles, they turn purple, and then go spawn, so he's gonna want to try to get these doubles here. Ooh, HD has been having a bit of trouble trying to find out where the Boo was, and at the same time, Hipoot just found where his Boo was in Nana's room. He got the key so that it's not as risky, because if you're vacuuming a Boo, some objects in the game can auto-lock you, so you can lose focus of the Boo and instead focus on the other object. Like, for instance, those pearls that dropped from the Portrait Ghosts. Your vacuum can auto-lock onto that. Some money, such as like gold bars and gems, and even a key. One of those hearts, so he can get more health. Either one of those things can make him lose focus. Now HD he got it first try. He shot a 2D sprite of a moon, because apparently there's a moon in space in the mansion. That shot is a bit tricky because sometimes even when you think you might get it, sometimes you might actually not get it, because it's weird the way you have to like try to visualize where you're gonna like shoot and if you're gonna get it or not. But in doing so, it allows him to spawn this heavily looking road and get a star. Now, what the star is, it's not like Mario 64 where you collect stars, obviously. So, pretty much, there are 5 of Mario's items throughout the mansion. There is a hat, a letter, which we already got. We got both the hat and the letter, and a star, which we just got. And now all he has to get left is a shoe and a glove. Now, even though the shoe, glove, and hat, even though Mario was present with all his items of clothing, even though you don't see his shoes, he might be missing a shoe, but he has his hat and both gloves. For some reason, he has just an extra pair of clothes just laying around the mansion. But pretty much what this does is it helps with a Portrait Ghost towards the end of Area 3, which won't be too much longer from where we are right now. And yeah, this is gonna help us figure out where Mario, or no, not where Mario is, but rather what's like why Mario's in the position that he's in. This, well, pretty much it does actually figure out, like, try to figure out what's happened to him, where he is, and why it's happened. Because if in a casual playthrough, you'll just find Mario's item and be like, whoa, and then come across this other portrait ghost named Madame Clairvoyant who will tell you something about Mario and his whereabouts when you show her an item. So, casually, in a casual playthrough, you just find one and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to Madame Clairvoyant and see what's going on with Mario. And then you'll find out where Mario is. But in speedrun, we like to do with all 5 items first before doing that. Also, I don't know if you just caught that from HD's side, but the glove was actually a lot smaller in his hand. That's because he was putting the glove away, because he caught the glove at a certain time while catching Boo. And in doing so, whenever Luigi puts away an item, it gets smaller. So if you do something like that, you'll see it in its smaller state. You might have also seen a video of Luigi holding a gold diamond while talking to Egad, otherwise known as like the bling bling that he's got in his hand. Pretty much. That's also something you've probably seen from the Fire Medallion. It's just a glitch of doing 2 things at once. It's really only aesthetics. So now HD just spawned some twins. He woke up some twins basically by playing with their mobile in the corner of the room. And now they're going to be hiding in these boxes, and it's hide and seek basically. So HD is basically cheesing the fight right now by using his vacuum, and whenever there's a box that shakes, that lets you know that the twin's in there. If you're casually playing through this, more than likely you've seen just like guessing randomly and hoping that you're right. I know that's what I did during casual playthroughs. And also, in the US version, these twins are named Henry and Orville, after Henry Ford and Orville Wright, hence why one of them's in the car and the other one's in the plane.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they're also back in the Area 1 hall, which you saw in the beginning of the game. The reason why they are getting the boos from there right now is because, well, for one thing, you have to get the twins, the key from the twins room later on in Area 3, which we got from Nana. And in doing so, we just do everything else that we need to do first before we go back here. So it's ultimately faster just to get the boos right away. And since the last room that you go into, the master bedroom where Lydia was, there's a mirror in there, so as soon as you catch the last boo, you can go to the mirror, which, anytime you scan a mirror in this game, it'll bring you back to the foyer, the very beginning of the game, the very entrance. And so HD's gonna try to get the text skip from this blanket here, or this sheet. And he does. Nice, nice. You might be asking why he doesn't just try to get the boo without like starting to suck up the cloth and then letting go really quick. You might as well just thinking, why doesn't he just do it right as he's sucking it up instead of wasting time trying to pull it off? Well, the only reason being is that you can't actually do that because you have to start tugging on it first before the cloth starts to move. So we like to get it prepped before you can actually just let it slide right into the vacuum. So now HD's at Madame Clairvoyant. He's going to show her all 5 of Mario's items that we found, or that he found, rather. I didn't do anything, I'm just commentating, but... So he's going to be doing this for about a minute and a half of just text mashing. It's a bit longer, it's 15 seconds longer on the US version. But yeah, for anyone who's speedrunning this game, you might know they struggle with the arm hurting after mashing for a little while. Meanwhile, Hipoot's going to be getting the rest of these Area 1 boos. Not having some fun right there with the Chauncey boo. You pretty much checked all the objects that you can check. So, reason why HD didn't opt to spawn the boo first and then open the chest and then get the boo as he's getting the key. It's mainly because that it's actually riskier because that boo likes to leave the room really fast, especially when there's pearls all over the place from Madame Clairvoyant. So, generally it's safer to spawn the boo first and then capture him and then open the chest to get the key. So now HD's gonna go up to the safari room and he's gonna grab ice on the way first. The reason being is because we're gonna see we've already seen them earlier from the treasure room and the fridge in the kitchen, but there are elemental ghosts in this game, and what I mean by that is there are normal ghosts, the normal ghosts that you see throughout the mansion, some of them have an element inside of them, so if you use another element that'll counteract it, like for instance, let's say there's a ghost with a fire element in it, you can use the water element to counteract it by, in doing so, you spray it with it, and you'll get rid of the element. So he's using ice against these water elemental ghosts. So he's instead of so pretty much as to freeze them. And the reason why he's spraying the ice long before they spawn is because in doing so, you'll take away the element already without having to wait for it to freeze and lose 5 HP in the process. So it's ultimately just faster.
Oh yeah.
Gonna try to get this boo here, get the key. And they found the boo first try. Hipoot's looking at Madame Clairvoyant, and the boo is right there, so that's good RNG. Okay, it wasn't the decoy. He's opting to go open the chest first because he's a swag lord. Oh, but the boo goes into the mirror room, which will make him lose more time. So that's another reason why, if you risk it, not all the time will it be, you know, necessary to go for it. It's just, it's risk, and you can just lose unnecessary amount of time. So now HD's in the third boss, Boolossus, and this boss is made up of 15 boos, and they're gonna form into one giant boo pretty much, and he's gonna have to fight them all. This boss is generally pretty hard casually, but with the speedrun strat that we do, it helps out a lot, and you can get him down in a one cycle. So let's hope to see a really fast one cycle from HD, because I'm thinking, I don't know quite exactly his pace. I think he's still on good pace. Compared to his PB, I'm not quite positive on that, but we'll just have to wait and see. So the ice bomb wasn't too bad. It was going away from him a little bit, but what he's going to want to do right here is he's going to want to catch the ice and then walk in a straight line to the left along this line here, and once he gets to the other unicorn, he's going to want to shoot an ice ball. In doing so, he'll freeze a certain amount of boos, and he got a really nice one cycle actually for the most part. It was a bit slow, but he generally got it by using some of the ice spray as well to freeze some of the rest of the boos. So that was really nice in this part. And Hipoot, ooh, he's not having fun with the double right there. I guess he didn't line them up properly. Yeah. Trying to suck over that banana so he doesn't slip on it, because it's like the classic gag of slipping on the banana and falling, and it's funny apparently. Also, if you've been noticing, there's sometimes for some of these ghosts, they might spawn a poison mushroom. That's the black and purple mushroom, and when you hit a black and purple mushroom, the poison mushroom, when you hit one of those, it will make you lose around 10 to 15 seconds because you'll be in small mode. You'll be small Luigi, pretty much just walking around with a high-pitched voice calling for Mario. So yeah, you're gonna try to want to not do that in a run. And now HD is in the last area, area 4. So right here, right away, we're gonna try to unlock a door, but things are gonna happen a bit differently right here. Essentially, we're gonna lose power, and we're gonna have to go turn the power back on. Sorry if that was a spoiler alert, but yeah. So in the meantime, Hippo will also be going to Boolossus. He's gonna hopefully get a one cycle from this. Hopefully he'll have a good enough one as HD's, maybe even better, because there have been times where you can shoot one ice ball and get all the boos right with that one ice ball. So the ice spawn is the ice element is actually okay. So it was a bit further away, but it was getting closer towards the unicorn, which is really nice to see. You generally want it to be closer so that you won't lose time by having to go find it, and in doing so, you'll have less of a chance to get one cycle because the boos, when split, run on a timer, and they can go back to their big Colossus form. So he's gonna be getting a 2 cycle actually. Some of the boos just went out of bounds. Weren't really necessarily right near him, so he couldn't get the 1 cycle right there. But he's gonna try to get in a 2 cycle. There's 4 boos left. And after freezing some boos and capturing them, when there are fewer boos, it's harder to freeze them because you can't just freeze them right away. So you're gonna have to try to bait them out by seeming vulnerable by facing the opposite direction, from a bit of a distance away. And in doing so, they'll start to like do their little cackles there, and at the last second they'll twirl at you. They'll try to attack you, so you have to move out of the way and spray them with ice. So I got a 2 cycle, and now HD is going to be going to the wardrobe room, which was the 3rd room in the game that we saw earlier. With the they first introduced the garbage ghosts, those green ghosts that eat bananas and throw the peels out. And what's so special about that room is that apparently there's an old dude ghost named Uncle Grimly, and he has the key to unlock the break room door, which is normally unlocked, but in the blackout it was unlocked. And HD, so when he opened the door right there, Grimly right away showed his heart, and that will sometimes, you might have to wait a while sometimes. Other times, it will just do it instantly. Hipoot paused his timer. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. That's not good in the marathon setting. You don't want to pause your timer. It might be counting in the background. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. Okay, so apparently he forfeited. He doesn't have enough time to do the rest of the run. Good show from Hipoot, though. Yeah, he really did the best he can. And it wasn't actually all that bad. He just didn't have the best of luck. So HD's gonna try to get a double in here, which is a bit harder sometimes. But okay, the second puncher wasn't close enough, so the other one's gonna despawn. So he's gonna spawn. There's a poison mushroom up there. Hopefully he won't get hit by it. He's gonna risk it because he has no other choice to try to go towards where the poison shroom is, just so he can get the other ghost. But he got it fine. He didn't get hit by the poison mushroom. It despawned away from him. And he's gonna try to get this boo. 1 cycle, the boo is in that barrel right there. And he just switched. Alright, so he's gonna go try to check this other shelf. And again, this is a spot where, if you didn't already check this other shelf right here, there will be things like a big heart, or small hearts, or some money like gold bars, or a poison mushroom that can unlock you and trip you up.
Mario. 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 Mario.
Alright, so now H is back to where he once was when the blackout started, but now he's gonna go try to get these other ghosts. There will be these next Forger ghosts, which are known as the Toy Soldiers. There are 3 of them, but they count as one portrait ghost because they're all in the group. So he's gonna want to knock on the tables with these cuckoo clocks right here, and if he knocks on all 3 of the tables with the cuckoo clocks on them, that will activate them, and they're wind-up toys basically. So he's gonna want to pull off the wind-up part of it from the back. Now, you can get them in a double, which is faster, but it's also a bit riskier because sometimes the toy soldiers might be on either side of you, so you can't suck them up both at the same time. So they'll end up breaking off at some point. You can go for it, but like I said, it's a bit risky. So we just opted to go for singles, which is fine. Just like that, he's going up to the roof through this little elevator with the doors that open up. So there's a little campfire right here, and there's Shy Guys doing like a tribal Shy Guy ritual dance. So he's just going to burn them all because it's safer and ultimately faster than trying to do this other thing, which is known as the Boston Burn. So the Boston Burn is where you burn all the Shy Guys at least once, and then you get them in the group, and then suck them up, all in a 6 Shy Guy combo. The other one despawned from the Elemental Puncher, which is unfortunate, making him lose a bit more time. But with the Boston Burn, if he does it optimally, it's faster, but most of the time it's kind of hard to get it optimally, so it's just safer and easier just to burn them all, especially in a tournament setting. Alright, so I got the key from the left chimney, which is closed up. And now give him the key to go to the armory room right here, which there are a bunch of knights and everything. There's a bunch of, like, equipment like these from, like, medieval times. There's a bunch of knight suits and, their, weapons and such. There's a shield in the top left corner, which is reminiscent of the Link's Hyrule shield from, like, the Legend of Zelda series. And he's gonna get them in a triple right here, which is... it's fast, yeah. So, yeah, he just got them in a triple, which is... it's safe and it's fast at the same time, so it's a win-win situation. Now, since there are a lot of knight suits here, the boot can be in any one of these, along with these, chests here. So the boot's in one of these chests, which makes him lose a little bit more time instead of him being right there in the knight suit that he first found. So, Armor Room on console is quite laggy, actually, so it gives you time to focus on to try to get a one cycle a lot better. It can also slip you up sometimes, especially if you originally went to play on emulator. Then you go to console because it's the more competitive way. Considering that emulator is also banned if you from the leaderboards if you get a faster time than a 1 hour 5 minute time. So you're gonna want to have to go on a console at some point. So now the key from the armor room is going down to the basement, actually, to the pipe room, so HD just got the key first and then got the boot, so he can save work to go to the basement. He's going to want to freeze this toxic sludge here, and he's not going to actually clear the room because it's slower. The only thing you need to do in this room is turn that wheel, so you can shut the waterfall off and get the key for the Sir Western room, which is next door to the pipe room. So it's just faster to do it. Even though you figure it'd be slower with the grabber ghost trying to like grab onto you and just shaking him off, it's like, why would you do that? Why don't you just clear the room? It's just if you do it fast enough, it's obviously faster than that. But yeah, so he got through it fine for the most part. So now he's gonna go to the Sir Western room, which is known as the cold storage room, as a matter of fact. Now this room is a pain because the room is covered in ice, so that gives Luigi sliding properties, much like anyone else with the ice, and also that icicle that was falling is now frozen midair. That's another trait, I'm pretty sure, of the Japanese version. So we got him in a 2, he broke off at 13 HP, so that's a 2 cycle. You can get him in a 1 cycle though, but it's a bit of a pain to try to do, especially since not only is it a pain to try to do anything on here, especially trying to get the Boo in this room because of the ice floor, but it's also a pain to try to get the Sir West in 1 cycle, just because of his nature of pulling. So you can still get him in a 1 cycle. The Boo double cackled once, so he'll leave at 10 HP. But yeah, HD was able to still hold on without our pumping, and he had enough time to get alt in HP before the Boo left the room. So this is looking actually like HD is going to be getting a 57 time, like a 57-minute time, which is actually one of the fastest we've seen so far on speed gaming. I think it's the fastest time that we're going to be seeing on speed gaming. Unfortunately, it's not actually part of the tournament, so we can't say it's the fastest in the tournament, but still, it's really a really fast run. So I'm guessing he's going to be getting around a 57-50, somewhere around there. So now we're going to go to the last Portrait Ghost before the final boss, because the final boss also counts as a Portrait Ghost, but it doesn't count because once you suck him up, the game's over. So yeah, here's the final Portrait Ghost that we're going to be getting, Van Gore. And he's the reason for all these normal ghosts that spawn, like the gold ghost, the purple puncher, the blue twirler, the grabber ghosts, which can be any color. The red ones actually hurt the red ones, and then blue ones actually hurt you. Pretty much anyone that's not the clearer, wider looking ones will take damage from you. So what he's going to do right now is going to give you a bit of a challenge by spawning 3 of each ghost from the painting. And so you can get them easily in the triple because they're all right next to each other. This red grabber ghost triple can be the hardest one to get because of the way their hitbox works. They're kind of long and lanky, so it's a bit odd. So yeah, he got a double right there, and then he's gonna get a single, so he maybe still be able to pull off a 57. It's looking a bit higher now, but it could definitely be a low 50 at the same rate. So he got the double on the garbage ghost. He could have got a triple, but I guess his flashlight wasn't aimed in the right way. And then the last one, this is easy. Just burn them all because they all have 0 HP, the purple bombers. And so because you got rid of all the ghosts, Van Gore will be upset, so he's going to show his heart, and you can just suck him up right then and there. And hopefully the Boo will be right in the first object that he's knocked on. There's only actually 2 objects that the Boo can hide in here, and that's that one shelf that he just knocked on, or the footstool all the way to the left. He cannot hide in any of the paintings or anything else. So that like easily narrows it down, but at the same time, if it's in the footstool, it can lose more time. He got him at 131 first cycle, so he should definitely be getting a 2 cycle, which is really nice to see. He double cackled once, but that shouldn't be a problem because he got a 131, so... Oh, he double cackled again! Oh, he left! He double cackled a few more times, which... put him at a disadvantage right here, so he's gonna walk into the room before the Boo actually pops through the wall. In doing so, the Boo will just fly right in and he can get him right then and there, especially at 3 HP, it's pretty easy to do so. So it looks like it's definitely going to be a low 58. I think 57 might be dead. I'm not positive.
Mario. Mario.
Oh, and he got hit by the exploding ghost. So yeah, it's definitely a 58 at this point.
Mario! Mario!
Alright, so he's gonna be looking about getting a 58.05. So it's definitely not bad by any means. It's really good. Alright, so the reason why we can tell that he's going to be getting about a 58.05 with a 2-cycle King Boo, which is the lowest amount of cycles you can get. There's pretty much no way so far that we know to get a 1-cycle. But the reason how we know is that it's generally about, on Japanese, it's about 2 minutes from when you start the King Boo cutscene in the Secret Altar to when you finish him off. And it's about another 12 seconds on top of that from when you unlock when you start to get rid of the force field on the door right outside the Secret Altar to when you suck King Boo up. So it's about 2 minutes 12 seconds from the door, 2 minutes from the cutscene start. So he's gonna want to, like, right away he's not gonna power pump at all because he would just go away a lot faster. So he got it at 241. So that he can definitely 2-cycle. He wanted to get him about like around 250 or lower. Lower is obviously better. Now, had he got a 3-cycle, if you got him under 200 HP and King Boo flew back in, Bowser's head would be on the wrong way, and it would just be slower, slower cycle. So yeah, HD won with a 58.04. Congratulations. This is a bonus match, so it does not count in the tournament. However, for the tournament match that was supposed to happen here, Hipoot versus Jared's Giants. Jared's Giants is obviously going to be disqualified because he did not show up. So Hipoot automatically moves to the next round. So I guess if HD wants to do a very quick interview, he may wish to do so. This is definitely a good showcase run. I guess you could say the bonus tournament match. This is the last second edition, but yeah, this was definitely fun. I'm not sure if HD wants to join for a quick interview. If not, that's perfectly fine. I guess I'll just like wait like a couple minutes or something like that for him to join. So yeah, in the meantime, however, we do have in about 10 minutes on this channel as well, we'll be having a race between Switchmaster versus Foop Johnson, commentated by the Sammy B. So that ought to be cool. It'll be fun. Lots of fun. Hopefully. So yeah, pretty much it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be another tournament match. It's gonna be hype. Hopefully it's gonna be lit. I don't know if that's what the kids are still saying. I don't know. But yeah. Alright, so I guess HD is not showing up, so I guess we can go ahead and end the we can go ahead and end this match here. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the race in now 9 minutes. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be hype. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Later.